Am I the asshole for turning my husband's gaming room into an office? My husband is out of job, has been for months now, and doesn't have any money because he spent it all on gaming gears and animals. I'm the breadwinner right now and recently was given a work-from-home job. We have 2 kids that understandably make a lot of noise, so there's not a quiet spot in the house except the bedroom. But my husband refused to let me work from there and said that 1, it makes me look unprofessional, and 2, he doesn't want to be restricted from this space. I asked if he'd let me take his gaming room and turn it into an office temporarily. He said no. I had a fight with him and ended up moving his gaming stuff into the bedroom. He found out and lost his temper. I told him he left me no choice, especially after I offered a compromise to share the room, but since he plays at random times he said no. He kept yelling at me, calling me irresponsible and a dictator. I firmly told him that this is part of the house, that is my space too, but he said, no no no. Your space is the kitchen. This pushed me to lash back at him and he left, but said by the time he got back, everything needed to be put back. He came home drunk, so I didn't want to fight with him. He then kept ranting about wanting his room back even after I tried to convince him to play in the bedroom all he wants. Yet he's not having it and wants the atmosphere his gaming room has. Am I the asshole for this, or is he being unreasonable? I'll give him the room back if it turns out that I'm the Okay. ETA some clarification. A. When he said my space is the kitchen, I think what he meant is that I control everything there, from decoration to appliances, and I spend more time there compared to him. B. He used to contribute in a lot of things when he had a job. He used to pay for the kids' needs and handle bills and groceries, while I handled other things. He makes sure to remind me about how much he used to do every day and tends to bring it up in every argument. He's not happy with losing his job, but circumstances are uncontrollable. Not the asshole. Can't work in your room. Can't work in his gaming room. Your kids need to be taken care of. Saying you belong in the kitchen is such a degrading comment. I hope things improve for you both. Not the asshole. A space for working trumps an entire space for playing video games. Besides, while you're working, he's taking care of the kids and housework since he's unemployed, right? No no no. Your space is the kitchen. This sealed the deal for me. You're raising 3 kids. I'm a gamer myself, but if I were a stay-at-home dad, I'd be doing everything to make it easier for her, while looking for a damn job. Then bro said your space is the kitchen? I have no words. Might want to evaluate your marriage with this guy. Not saying divorce, actually I kinda am, but this dude needs a lesson. Not the asshole, not the asshole, not the asshole. Not the asshole. He doesn't seem to be contributing to the household in any meaningful way, and you need that space to work so you can keep a roof over your head and food on the table. Your husband's response to this is way out of line and concerning. Let me get this straight. You are working, he is not. And he wants to keep his game room? Not the asshole. Long-term unemployed. Trying to keep YPU from doing your job, the one that brings in the money, spending his time and money on gaming, coming home drunk. And #X200B. Give him a month, and make it a deadline for him making a real effort at finding a job and couples therapy or a divorce. Not the asshole, but what exactly is this dude bringing to the table? Other than laziness, entitlement and temper tantrums? Not the asshole. You need a home office to stay employed, that trumps a hobby. Am I the asshole for taking a major financial decision without the input of my fiancé? This is going to be a long post with a lot of background info, so please bear with me. Before I, 32M, was born, my mom found out that my bio-father was cheating. They started on the divorce proceedings before she found out she was expecting. When she told him, he said that was impossible since he was infertile and she must have cheated. He asked for a paternity test, but she was emotionally exhausted. I now suspect he was abusive, but she never told me so she asked instead that he sign away his parental rights since he was so sure that I wasn't his. Then she moved in with my grandparents. When I was 14, I asked her about him and I wanted the full story. She told me what I wrote above, and me being the immature teen boy that I was threatened to run away unless she contacted him. I thought then that she was just being petty, and if he had proof I was his kid he would be a dad. When she did, he sent this really hurtful letter to both of us, calling her a lot of names that make my blood boil and accusing her of trying to bleed him dry of his money. That was the day I decided that I don't need him at all. Fast forward to about 8 months ago. I guess he had a near-death experience and tried to contact my mom to apologize for what he did. Of course she refused, but he managed to get a picture of me. I am like his clone. He contacted me saying that he was wrong and immature and that he wanted to get to know the only kid he had in this life. I refused. Then he started trying to bribe me to interact with him, offering to pay for my student loans, offering to get me a house, inviting me on expensive trips. I refused everything. I told my fiancée, F29, everything, and she was supportive at first. Then she started to urge me to get him to pay off our loans and help us get a home. I refused categorically. It is relevant to mention that due to the pandemic we have a lot of debt and we delayed our wedding just to pay some of it down. I got fed up and asked him to meet. Then I told him that I will never accept a cent from him, and if he tried to contact me again I would be calling the cops and doing my best to get a restraining order. When I told my fiancée, she exploded on me, said that me making that big a financial decision without consulting her showed her just how controlling and selfish I am. Now she left and won't answer my calls. So am I the asshole? P.S. First, thank you all. I have read every single comment. Second, since I've seen it a lot in the comments, we are not in a desperate situation. The debt we decided to pay was all credit card debt, less than $6,000, and we are not planning to pay for our wedding by borrowing. That's why we decided to postpone it so we can save for it. We are current on all our bills and are paying extra for the CC and saving for our wedding at the same time. Not the asshole. This isn't a big financial decision. This is you squaring away family affairs and making it damn clear about a relationship with a man you do not want. Your fiancé seems more interested in milking the situation of money, rather than giving a shit about how you feel. Good riddance, she's left, I'd say. Definitely not the asshole. And it sounds like you're better off without her. She's clearly only interested in money and not your feelings about a relationship with your father. Lucky break, dude. She just showed you who she is. She expected you to sell who you are for money. Never mind your feelings. Fuck that. She wanted the money. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. But your fiancé sure is. This man hasn't been in your life at all, and you clearly have no desire to have him in it. In fact, if you were to give in to his offers, you'd be proving him right, in that your only motivation would be for his money. Your fiancé has absolutely no say in this matter. None. Nada. Zilch. You're your own person and this decision is yours and yours alone. The absolute gall and entitlement of it all is beyond any form of reason. Not the asshole. This isn't about money only. It's about contact, trust and a relationship. Thing you are not interested in sharing with your father. What scares me is that she is suggesting using your bio dad as a cash cow. Big red flag. This is not you making a financial decision. This is you deciding how to deal with what your father did. I can understand that she hears this and gets dollar signs for eyes. But this whole thing is about your feelings and you coping with a messed up situation instead of her and your finances. She should prioritize how you feel above getting an easy win, advancement in life. Not the asshole, but both your fiancé and most of all your father are. Not the asshole. Not gonna repeat what's been said, but please reconsider this marriage. Her behavior is disgusting. She only saw the potential financial gain from something that deeply hurt you emotionally. And that shows you two things. She does not care about your feelings. She only cares about extra money, no matter how you obtain them. It was not her money to begin with. Not the asshole. Maybe you should reconsider this whole marriage thing with her. Am I the asshole for asking my wife to dress up, not down? My wife and I have been married for 6 years now. My wife Grace is beautiful. She is a very girly girl liking things like pink, flowers, purses and heels. Before the pandemic, Grace would always dress for a runway. She would have on makeup, heels, dresses, perfume, smooth skin and etc. During the pandemic though my wife's job got moved to at home. She stopped her beauty routine and spent most of the days in long t-shirts, shorts, sweatpants or her pajamas. I understood it since we weren't really go anywhere. Grace also stopped wearing makeup, doing her hair and shaving. While this bothered me cause I like having a beautiful wife, I figured it was till her job got moved back to the office. Now things are open again. My job has been moved to the office but Grace told me she didn't want to return and opted to keep working from home. Her wardrobe has completely changed in the 2 years of the pandemic. She hardly wears her dresses, cute shirts, skirts, makeup or anything like before. It's men's t-shirts with saying on them like I'm grumpy, jeans, sweatpants, and tennis shoes. And she has completely stopped shaving and waxing. Now she'll dress up a bit if we go out or if we have company but that's it. Grace tells me it's too much work. So now for the part where I may be an asshole. Before the pandemic, we went on a date night. Since we haven't done and I suggested a night out at an expensive restaurant. I did pick this restaurant on purpose. Grace said no and suggested we order takeout. When I refused, she suggested a restaurant like IHOP or Chili's. Her excuse? She didn't feel like shaving her legs for one of her dresses and wanted to be comfortable. I snapped saying, "It wouldn't hurt you to dress up for once." She accused me of only liking her looks. This isn't true. I told her I was just tired of feeling like I'm living with a homeless woman. Grace ended up locking herself in our bedroom. I know my words were harsh. I ordered a pizza and tried to apologize, but Grace wouldn't open the door. I slept on the couch. Right now Grace is still giving me the cold shoulder, refusing to speak to me or be in the same room as me. I know I hurt her feelings with my words, however I think this is depression or isolation from the pandemic, since before Grace had no problem looking like a model. Am I the asshole? You are the asshole. You know what the pandemic taught a lot of women? That the expensive beauty culture that is shoved in our faces all day long is BS. We can be braless, we can be hairy, we can be comfortable all the time instead of 20% of the time, and dress up solely when we want to and not because it's expected. Info. Do you regularly shave large amounts of your body and wear makeup? While this bothered me because I like having a beautiful wife, you are the asshole. Hey op. You shave your legs, underarms and balls. Then do your eyebrows. Put on makeup layer by layer, but be careful or you might make yourself look more like a clown than you already are. Do your nails, toes, hair and pick an outfit. Balance in the heels too. Now do this every day. Being beautiful is work. It is a routine. It's work and your wife isn't depressed. She just doesn't want to do it anymore. She realized how much work it takes her to be beautiful and doesn't want to do it anymore. You insulted her by calling her homeless. An insult to your wife and homeless people who often do not have access to washing and grooming. Apologize to your wife. Try to put yourself in her heels. Your wife wants a more comfortable wardrobe, and if you don't like that, then buy a Barbie. You are the asshole. First off, you are the asshole. Second off, if you were actually worried about her being depressed from isolation, it would have been brought up in a much different way than what you did. Third, what fucking planet did you come from to think she has to curate her body to your specs? Info. In which reality of the multiverse did you picture yourself posting this and receiving any kind of validation? Me and Dr. Strange ran through 10,321,654,987 possibilities and came up with 0. You are the asshole. Holy moly, my dude. I suggest you get her favorite takeout and grovel. No, where have you talked about any good qualities about your wife or what you love her for other than her looks? You told her she looked like someone unable to access regular bathing facilities and regular shelter. I will almost guarantee that she is re-evaluating your entire marriage. Everything in this post was about how you feel and about what you want. Have you once, ever, stopped to think about what your wife wants for herself? You admitted openly to trying to manipulate her into doing what you want by picking that restaurant. You are absolutely the asshole here. Edit. Tie for the gold. Oh my goodness. You are the asshole. While this bothered me because I like having a beautiful wife. Your wife is right. You like her for her looks, but only when she's wearing makeup and wearing cute dresses. She's not a doll. She's a living, breathing person who realized her value is more than her looks. If you actually care about her, the person under her skin, and care about your marriage, you will apologize. Sincerely. And you will find beauty in who she is now. That, or cut her loose so she can be free of your judgment, and go buy yourself a show dog. You are the asshole. A lot of women realized we don't need to do the whole beauty routine during the pandemic. Life's too short. And your spouse is supposed to love you, regardless if you're in sweats or a cocktail dress, but you called her a homeless woman. Then you try to say you think all of this is from depression and isolation. Okay then, get her help. Don't call her homeless. What kind of husband belittles their wife they assume is depressed? Also, women don't have to shave or wax for you. She completely can do what she wants with her hair. It's hers. I hope you still love her if she, God forbid, gains weight. You are the asshole. I don't even get how it's a question. Am I the asshole for kicking a girl out of our friend group? So I, 26M, own my house and it has a in-ground pool. Since I live in a warm weather state, my friends love to come over. The past few months, my house has turned into a hangout spot among my friends. My best friend Tyler is dating Gwen. Gwen has a friend named Julie. We've all known each other since freshman year of college. I've always had a crush on Julie and we've always been part of the same group. One night a few weeks ago I decided to just go for it and texted her to ask her out. She told me that she liked me as a friend. I told her I totally understood and thought that would be the end of it. Well, the next pool day came. I typically send out giant group text to invite everyone. I decided to not invite Julie this time. But she showed up. Not even with Tyler or Jen. She came with some of the other friends in our group. And it was just really awkward. She tried talking to me the whole time. I'd say something quickly and try to leave. She partnered with me for every drinking game. We have never spoken that much even before I asked her out. After she left that night I told Tyler, Gwen what happened. Gwen told me she already knew. I told them that I didn't really want her around anymore. Gwen said she would talk to Julie about it. Well, this past Saturday I had another pool day. Similar thing, sent out the text, left Julie off of it. I invited a girl that I've been talking to. Well, Julie shows up again. But this time she spends the whole day talking to the new girl I brought. They became besties. Julie even told the girl that I asked her out before. It was just incredibly awkward for me. So this Sunday I texted Julie individually and told her that I didn't want her around anymore. And that she shouldn't come to the next get-together as I felt uncomfortable. She didn't respond. But now people in the friend group are calling me an awe. Saying that I host most weekends, so it's pretty harsh to put her out. Am I the asshole? So you're punishing her because she doesn't reciprocate your feelings, even though she's doing her best to maintain the friendship you previously had. Say that aloud to yourself until you realize that you are the asshole. You are the asshole. She politely said no, tried to remain a friend, and you got so upset over the rejection you never want to see her again. You are the asshole. I hate when guys shoot their shot and then get upset when a girl politely rejects them. It makes it sound like if she doesn't want to be your girlfriend then she doesn't get to be part of the group, which is just gross. You are the asshole. Julie doesn't want to date you, but she's making an effort to continue to be your friend. It's not her fault you never saw her as a friend. You led her on in that respect. How was she to know all you wanted was a date, shag? You're now excluding her solely because you can't handle rejection. Not cool. Yes, it's your house and you can invite or not invite who you want. But excluding Julie after she turned you down is not cool. Having said that, her continuing to come over and then making besties with a girl you're interested in is some 6th grade level BS. And I have a 6th grader, so I know of what I speak. It seems as if Julie is now trying to play some kind of weird game and you're right to no longer invite her. Tell her, in no uncertain terms, she is not welcome. Tell her it is her right to turn you down and you're fine with it, but that her behaviors after that occurred are strange. So she went from a friend to a stranger the moment you realized she wouldn't fuck you? You are the asshole. You are the asshole. Instead of not inviting her, why don't you address the issue? You should have told Julie you were okay with being friends in the way you were before, but her change in behavior is making you uncomfortable. Ask her to stop that behavior. Give her the chance to do so, and only if she continues to do so, then tell her not to come. It seems like you both reacted differently to the friend conversation. You avoided her and she went the other way, trying to be clear you could be friends and all was okay. Neither way was the right way. Just talk to her about it. You are the asshole. So when you decided to express your feelings to her, her options became like you or stop hanging out with you and her friends. When she tried to handle an awkward situation with grace, you decided to banish her. Cool.